The purpose of the Napoleonic Code was to reform the French legal code that reflected the ideas of the French Revolution.
Another purpose was to create a universal law code for France as a whole.
However, the Napoleonic Code swept away feudal property relations
and influenced the Haitian Revolution through Toussaint's Louverture.
In 1803, Napoleon sold Louisiana for $15 million!
Sold! Napoleon rolling back prices since 1803.
At the Battle of Trafalgar, Napoleon was defeated by Lord Nelson as France and Britain battled for control of the seas.
Horatio Nelson.
Napoleon, we meet again! It is I, Horatio Nelson.
Oh, your gun is so much bigger than mine.
I won!
France and the Third Coalition, made up of Britain, Austria, and Russia, fought at the battles of Danube and Italy. France defeated Austria and Russia at Austerlitz.
And thus Napoleon was crowned king May 6, 1805.
I crown you Napoleon I. Or you could do it yourself.
I am Emperor.
In 1806, France and Prussia battled at the Confederation of the Rhine. French troops battled in Berlin.
I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing.
The goal of Napoleon's continental system was to isolate Britain and promote Napoleon's power over Europe.
British ships were not allowed in European ports through the Berlin Decrees.
You shall not pass!
What about our tea and crumpets?
When a ship entered the continent, Britain declared in the Order of Council that any ship would be seized.
Napoleon enforced through the Milan decrees that any ship that stopped in Britain would be seized.
France and Russia battled over Poland in the Grand Duchy of Warsaw. France defeated Russian troops in Friedland.
Napoleon divorced Josephine due to her inability to have children.
This just isn't gonna work. I mean, you can't even have my children.
I try.
You can't even have a baby boy.
Maybe it's not my fault. Maybe some soldiers are frozen like they were in Russia.
Maybe it's you. It's your fault.
Maybe it's your soldiers.
Portugal did not agree with the continental system, so France decided to invade in the Peninsular War.
Napoleon suspected that Spain would assist, but it refused. So France invaded her as well.
The Spanish king and prince were invited to France, but they were imprisoned by Napoleon.
En 2 de mayo, los españoles rebeló a los franceses.
The French troops proceeded to fire on the crowd in Madrid, inspiring Goya's Tres de Mayo.
Realizing their chance to weaken Napoleon, the British moved their army into Portugal to aid and protect the Spanish guerrillas.
I am a gorilla. They are dead.
Napoleon appointed his family to rule across conquered lands in Europe,
Including the King of Westphalia, the King of Spain,
The Grand Duchess of Tuscany, Queen of Naples.
Princess of Italy, King of Rome.
And you can't, of course, forget the King of Holland. You are appointed! And you are appointed! And you are appointed!
Now time for big Russian blunder. The Russian campaign where Napoleon tried to conquer Mother Russia by marching his grand army of over 600,000 men across Europe into Mother Russia. But my people, they strong people, they outwit Napoleon.
In July 1812, Napoleon led his Grand Army across Central Europe into Russia.
The army retreated to Moscow, leading the French deeper into Russia.
Russian nobles abandoned their estates and burned their crops down to the ground.
To the ground!
On September 14, 1812, Napoleon had finally reached Moscow, but the city had been abandoned.
Ah!